From the Classic 107 studios in downtown Winnipeg, 107 Live for Birchwood Jaguar, the art of performance.
That was so amazing. I forgot to turn on my mic. Stuart Matthews, a very young and very talented participant in this year's Rosamunde Summer Music Academy. So exciting. Thank you so much for joining us, Stuart. Come up to the mic. Hey, so today's episode of Birchwood Jaguar 107 Live dedicated to the Rosamunde Summer Music Academy and Festival. Very excited to have you here with us, Stuart, and what exceptional playing. Are you a Winnipeg native, Stuart?
No, I'm actually from Ottawa.
You're from Ottawa, and so I was reading this. So what brings you to Winnipeg for Rosamunde?
Well, I've been coming here for 3 years now, and I really enjoyed the camp. There's some amazing faculty, and it's an amazing program, and yet it's very, it's a lot more like relaxed and not super, I don't know, some programs I've been to have been very kind of uptight and very competitive, but I find there's a really great atmosphere about Rosamunde, and it's just really enjoyable. And yet you still learn a ton of stuff.
Well, we are so pleased to have you, and we'll talk about your accolades in just a minute. But first, let's talk a little bit more about the Rosamunde Festival. We also have in the studio, in addition to Stuart, the artistic director of said festival, Elation Pauls, who is also a member of our Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra. Elation, tell us a little bit about how the Rosamunde Festival began.
Well, it all began actually 6 years ago. Yuri Hooker was already holding a cello camp for his students at the end of summer.
Who is the principal cellist of the WSO as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he wanted to turn it into something larger. And at the time, Earl Davey was at the CMU at the Canadian Mennonite University. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to see some teaching happening on campus. So for the first 2 years, CMU was actually our co-sponsor. And Yuri and I got together and the very first year in 2011, we had 60 students. We were expecting about 40, so we actually had to hire more people.
That's great, though.
And and it's just really blossomed into something that I think fills a real need in the community. To bring together everything that the Winnipeg string community has to offer, and it gives a chance for string students of all ages and levels to really enjoy the camaraderie that comes along with making good music together, and just gets them all pumped up for the start of the year in September.
Excellent. Well, and chamber music has that way, right? It has this different kind of intimacy than orchestral music. And but we were talking about the Winnipeg string community, but we also have faculty involved in Rosamunde from outside of Winnipeg. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, we have every year we make sure we bring in a number of guests. So this year we have Ian Swenson here from San Francisco right now.
Awesome.
Simon McDonald, concertmaster of the Regina Symphony, is in town again.
He's
right
back.
now.
Lovely.
Yeah. Leanne Zacharias is here from Brandon University. And next week we have Mark Fuhrer coming from Montreal, where he's professor at McGill. And Ariel Barnes is coming from Vancouver Symphony Orchestra as their principal, as well as Gerald Stanek in the world of viola. He is the granddaddy, and from the West Coast. I think he lives in Victoria now.
What broad perspective these young musicians get, and of course, not just from Ottawa, but where else in Canada do our students come from?
We have a couple of students from Saskatoon.
Great.
Every year it's different. Some years we've had students from Iceland and from Brazil, and we always have a few from the States. So, often these people have a particular connection to Winnipeg. Either they know people here that they want to visit, or there's maybe a ballet camp that a sibling wants to go to or something. Yeah. And so they end up looking for something to do here, and they find us. And we actually this year had an adult amateur applicant all the way. Which country is it now? Turkey.
Wow.
Yes, she really wanted to join us. Unfortunately, her visa didn't come through, but we're hoping next year. You make these connections and see where they go, where they end up.
That's brilliant. And other reasons to meet brilliant musicians from other places that you can go to and make music in other places, like meet up and have, collaborative chamber magic happen. Stuart, hey, let's talk a little bit more about where you've come from. So you're part of the Ottawa Youth Symphony, and you've also studied all over the place, including at the Summer Institute at the Jacobs School at Indiana, which is such a prestigious program. And it's like, what do you appreciate most about getting to spend these summer moments making collaborative magic with other young musicians?
Well, I really love that it's a pretty small program, yet there's a lot of variety of instruments and a lot of different faculty, and there's a really great atmosphere, and it's not something that's really competitive, like you feel like you have to beat everyone else. It's just very collaborative. It's very
supportive.
Very supportive, and it's just a place where you can have fun and learn at the same time. It's
excellent.
Really great.
Over the years of you being involved in Rosamunde, has there been a work that has stood out for you, an experience, a performance experience, or even a master class that has stood out for you?
Well, last year I played in the Mendelssohn Octet with 7 other students, and that was a really amazing experience.
And of course, you're 16, right?
Yeah.
Which is which is the age that Mendelssohn wrote that as well. Isn't that amazing?
It's pretty amazing, yeah.
But what a great experience. I love that work. Which movement is your favorite?
I'd say the first one.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a big fan of the third movement. I really like the third movement too. You look like Elation likes the fourth movement. All right. So all of us together, we like the whole thing. It's great. So hey, I'm glad you love the Mendelssohn. On the program, let's talk quickly about the festival before we let you go. So not only is the Summer Music Academy happening, but the faculty also is collaborating in this weekend of concerts starting tonight at 7 p.m. at the Laudamus Auditorium at CMU. And there's Mozart and Brahms, and then Saturday, tomorrow, more Brahms, but also Shostakovich, Jacques Etieu, who is a legend in the Canadian music scene, classical music scene, and James Rolfe, who I'm not familiar with.
He's from Ontario, and it's really neat because actually Simon McDonald is playing that piece, and he has played it before.
Oh my gosh, well, great.
Yeah, it worked out really well. He played it in Saskatchewan during his tenure weeks there in Regina. So I think that program offers a real variety, and I'm just such a huge fan of the Shostakovich.
Oh, me too.
Cannot wait. For
I
that
am
one.
super stoked. super stoked. Also, really excited for Sunday at 3 p.m. This is the afternoon concert. So Friday and Saturday at 7 at Laudamos, but Sunday at 3. The juxtaposition of Johann Sebastian Bach, Alexander Glazunov, and our new resident composer of the WSO, Harry Staphylakis.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about that program.
Yeah, so that is actually the Canadian premiere of that work.
That's exciting.
It has been premiered in the States, and he's actually worked with dancers on that piece. Excellent. So I'm gonna tell the audience a little bit about it tomorrow night. It's great because I'm playing it with Carl Stobie, and there's always a little bit of smoke coming out of his bow anyway.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
The In Flames is very appropriate.
In Flames is the subtitle of the second string quartet of Staphylakis. And, well, the Isai that you played earlier, we just heard this little snippet of an Isai ballade. Of course, Carl Stobie has, relatively recently recorded all of the Isai solo violin sonatas as well. Have you had a chance to have a masterclass with Carl, Stuart?
Yes, I have, actually. I had a lesson with him. I told him, I don't know if this is a really good idea or a really bad idea that I'm doing this, but
No, it's wonderful.
It ended up being great. Yeah,
it was
yeah.
wonderful. All those crazy double stops, man. I don't know. Like, I admire you intensely, friend. So this is Friday and Saturday at 7 at Laudamos Auditorium. Sunday at 3. Also, tickets are $20 and they are available at the door. Also, children under 12 are free. Wonderful. 500 Shaftesbury Road. For more information about Rosamunde, you can go to our website, of course, classic107.com, or visit rosamunde.ca, ROSAMUNDE. All right, Stuart, would you like to play us out? What are you going to treat us to this time?
Sure. I will be playing the Caprice in A minor by Wieniawski.
Wieniawski for the win. A little bit of Stuart Matthews here, a student of the Rosamunde Summer Music Academy and the festival happening this weekend. All right, go ahead. Wieniawski from the young Stuart Matthews, a 16-year-old participant in this year's Rosamunde Summer Music Academy, an Ottawa native, but we welcome you to Winnipeg. Another episode of Birchwood Jaguar 107 Live.
107 Live is Classic 107's intimate concert series, brought to you by Birchwood Jaguar, the art of performance.